Okay, in this lecture, we're going to look at the private access modifier. In the previous lecture, we looked at the public. Now, the difference with the private access modifier is that it's a visibility feature that only can be seen within the same class. Again, only features such as other functions and anything within that class can only see that visibility that you use the keyword private on either, again, an attribute, that class name, or that method or function. So let me show you an example like always. Start with my PHP code, and I'll do PHP. I'll start with defining our class. Okay, and again, we're going to use private this time. And again, private is an accessor modifier of the visibility feature. First name, private, last name, and we'll use our constructor, underscore underscore construct, parentheses, open and close curly braces. Let's initialize some of these values to these attributes. This time I'll use a different name. Let's say Bob Wilson for the last name. Okay, and again, we're not going to actually use the echo functionality within our constructor. We'll use it outside of the class. So once that's done, if we go down, and of course we create our person object, new person. And now look what happens. So if we run it, of course, let's use our echo statements to display some information. So let me just go here, but replace that with this. First name, echo, use another echo. Do the same thing here. And let's see what happens. So again, we're trying to access the object attribute from within the class, but this section is outside of the class. Everything is considered within the class between these curly braces of that class. So let's see what happens when we try to access the object attributes outside of the person class, just like we've done it. Go to my browser, try to refresh it. Look what happens. Fatal error, cannot access private property, first name, and index.php on line 16. So if we go back here, again, this is within the class. Like I said again, when we use the access modifier private, you can only access things within that class. So if we go ahead and put the echo statements inside of the class, let's see what happens. So if we remove these from outside of the class and put them inside of our constructor, because our constructor is within our class, we save that, and we go back to my local host PHP server, hit refresh. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have more errors now. Give me 1 second. let me see what, okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. So of course, we want to use the this keyword because we're referencing the current object within our class. So if we go back to my browser, go here, hit refresh, dun 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 dun, we get Bob Wilson. So in a nutshell, that's how we use the private access modifier. And again, if we declare any feature within our class, it can only be used within the class. Nothing outside of the class can access it.